Mr. Knapp, let me not play games with the people. Let me make it real for you. Mr. Knapp, okay, came into politics under Jerry Green.
Okay.
All right?
Sure did.
And as long as Jerry Green was supporting Mr. Knapp, okay, everything was fine, hunky-dory.
Okay.
When that no longer became an issue of them being on the same line in terms of their thinking, Mr. Knapp, along with some others, okay, decided to splinter off and begin to call themselves the New Democrats.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you why this is so important because, and it's very important because there's been a lot said from the New Democrats about wanting to work in unity and harmony. You cannot work in unity and harmony when the whole premise of your campaign is about tearing up that's already in place.
Come on now.
You've already now established an environment of hostility.
Preach.
Now, Plainfield, irregardless of this administration or Assemblyman Green, whether you like them or dislike them,
Sure.
we have been at peace.
Right.
Like that or not.
Yes.
Like it or not, if you don't like what they did, okay, then you do have a right to run.
Sure.
But I believe that each administration has made steps toward making a better quality of life for our citizens.
Sure.
So, to totally beat up on people when you're running a campaign takes away from the issues, especially if you don't have no issues. When you don't have a platform, when you don't have solutions. When you run, I think the people want to hear, it's like, I don't want you to tell me I'm poor. I already know that I'm poor.
Right, exactly.
Tell me how to get some money.
Yeah, because most people that's poor years ago used to just
Okay.
say PO, P-O.
Absolutely.
So, come
So
on.
that when you don't have solutions, then your whole premise will be about tearing up that is.
Okay, we're going to get back to you. This is very interesting, and even my guest here, Carlos, is interested in it more. Seems to be more than he is interested in his refinance. Now, the people need to know from you. Now, what can you do to help them? Come on, talk to us.
Well, I mean, we offer services to people that are looking to refinance, get mortgages through FHA loan, government loans. Obviously, getting an FHA government loan would be a lot better than getting a regular conventional loan because you're getting the best percentage rate as well as you're getting what you call protection through the government. Not too long ago, a lot of people have gotten their houses foreclosed on because they had conventional arm loans where the rates went up after 5 years. They was probably paying $1,500 on their mortgage, and in turn later after 5 years was paying $2,500 on their mortgage. So obviously that's a problem. Whereas also they lost their homes and they had no protection. Now, within going through the FHA government loan, their loans were secured and protected. These people still have their homes.
Okay.
My company name is Prestige Capital Partners. My name is Derek Callis, and where I can be very easily located at 201-204-9942. That's 201-204-9942. We're located out of Ridgewood, New Jersey. And believe it or not, it's roughly about a half an hour, 45-minute ride. But it doesn't make a difference. If you guys are, ladies and gentlemen, are in need of any kind of assistance, please feel free to give me a call. And I will either definitely come and see you, sit down with you, talk with you, and see what can be worked out, if anything. My fax number is 201-591-7851. My other number where I can, my email address is D as in Derek, S as in Sam, the number 3, J as in Jack, and the name Callis, which is C as in cat, A as in apple, L as in love, L as in love, I as in is, S as in Sam, at gmail.com. I know I need to shorten that email address out. I'm working on that.
What if you have a long email address?
I may add, listen, and I'm being very, very serious. A lot of you are not aware, nor you have the conscious or the faith probably in yourself as to where to turn to, what to do. All of you need to also realize that it's not just yourself. It's
That's right.
It's a lot of people. You'll be surprised. Some
Yes.
entertainers as well as rap singers and so on. So basketball players, football players,
Sure,
ex-boxers. A lot of people are going through this. So don't think that this is something that you and only you is happen to be dealing with.
Well, Derek, you know, the banks seem to be holding back on letting the money go at this time. Everybody's scared to death.
Yeah.
They're scared to death to loan the money even to working people.
Well, that slowly but surely is starting to change.
Yeah, well, I figured that right. That is going to start. Yeah.
You know, being that the government just bailed out, you know, Lehman Brothers and,
Sure.
and AIG and,
Yeah.
you know, now I guess GM is asking to be bailed out, you know, and Chrysler's going to be asking the same thing. Because they're...
And next I'm going to ask to be
Yeah,
bailed out.
exactly.
You all need
You
to
know,
bail
they
out.
want to bail out
Exactly.
everybody else.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
But there is, I want to touch on one little thing, and that is there is a thing called short sales. There are a lot of people that owe more than what their house is worth,
Yeah, that's
and short sales will allow me to consult with the bank to in turn get the house at a cheaper value, in turn sell it. And the major thing today is about your credit score. Your house gets foreclosed at the auction, your credit score is shot for 7 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Automatically. That means no credit card for you, no car loan, no nothing under your name.
Sure.
Now this gives you an opportunity to move forward because a short sale now allows you, your credit is going to be shot for 6 months to 2 years. And within that time span, before you know it, that time span goes by very, very quick. So a short sale is not always a good thing, but
Sure.
it's not always a bad thing.
because it can help you rebuild.
Exactly.
Derek,
Go ahead.
let me ask you a question.
This is Reverend Branch Ashton. Go ahead.
An individual who may not have the greatest credit in the world, or may not have, or let's say, for example, he doesn't have any established credit, how does he go about getting a short sale or finding someone? And the reason why I say that is this, okay? I've just recently got my credit all taken care of, but I'm a veteran.
Okay.
And here it is, I fought for this country.
Sure.
I have the GI loan, okay, backing me up. And I was finding difficulty finding a bank or a lender that would even accept my GI bill.
Sure.
What's up with that?
That part I can't really necessarily answer because you know, I can't speak for every bank or anything. But what I can say is when one's credit is bad, okay, that obviously means that, for instance, the house is going in foreclosure.
Well, mine wasn't bad. I didn't have any credit, period.
Well, that's the whole thing. You didn't have any credit. That's the whole thing, though, because you didn't have any credit.
Okay.
It was, in other words,
Established credit.
exactly. It's almost like the example you gave in terms of the milk and the ice cream.
Okay.
You know, in order to make, it's almost like, in order for to make that ice cream, you got to have what? Milk.
Milk.
Sure.
So in order for you to establish wanting to get that loan for that BMW,
Right.
you got to have what? Credit.
Credit.
You know, so, and if you don't have that, they have nothing to go by.
Okay.
However, I oftentimes tell people there's many different ways to restore your credit, even while your credit is bad. Go to the nearest bank. Get a loan for $1,000.
Right,
Get a loan for
That's what I did.
$500 and pay it off in the same week.
That's what I did.
You know, often to get a credit card, all right, charge something. And every time you charge, like American Express card, and keep paying it off, where it has to be paid off in 30 days.
Sure.
That's building your credit up. People, one of the biggest problems that I think we as a people have is that, you know, oftentimes my father used to always say, knowledge is power.
Sure.
But, you know, it's also, knowledge is quite costly.
Yes, it does.
You know, and
Yes,
if you don't
yes.
understand, I have an aunt that's a teacher down in Atlanta, and she's always jumping my case about learning how to read and learning how to
Sure.
write. You know, and
Very
you know,
important,
it's very
very
important.
important, very.
But besides all of that, what she said, it's also to understand the business I got in. I wanted to learn it.
That's right.
I wanted to learn it backwards and forwards, and I most of all wanted to let people know I'm in this not for money. I'm in this to help people.
To help the people. That's the business
And
we're in.
I think it's also important to note that what the credit report does is gives the lender sort of a picture of what kind of payer you are.
Sure.
Okay, and your track record in paying, whether you're late with your payments or whether you missed the payments totally and completely, or are you paying on time. It's a track record. It gives them a picture of how credible a person you are in terms of them lending you their money.
Exactly.
Okay, the radio station, Harvest Radio, granted us another 15 minutes, so we will
Praise the Lord.
praise the Lord for that.
Well, we're thankful. We're thankful.
We're thankful. So we church was at the Downtown Talk Show. We'll be going off there at 4:45 today. I'm going to go back to you, Brenda Gilbert. As I talked to you last week, and again we reached out to Adrian Mapp, the president of the New Democratic Party, New Dems.
And you reached out to him several times. Let's make that known.
Yes, we reached out several times. So, the idea is this here.
Who made him president?
I guess they did.
I don't know. I'm just.
I'd really like to know who made Adrian president.
So let me ask you this here. Can this town? I was talking to a young man outside the house the other day. I said, he throws cigar butts on the ground. And I said, young man, I'm tired of picking up your cigarette butts. I said, you're too young to be smoking anyway. I said, time you're 30, you'll be shot. I said, and it says it on the back of the cigar case, the container tells you that right there. So it's nothing that I'm making up myself. I said, this is a suburban community. This kind of town really city can't stand the stress of homeowners, people living in private homes, throwing stuff down. We don't have a guy, that come through the street every day to clean, every other day or whatever the case may be. This is not your Manhattan and ticker tape parade. 2 hours later, everything is cleaned up. We have to pitch in to keep this town going. And this right here is what I've been talking about for the last 3 years. I said, you should want to pitch in. You shouldn't want to throw your cigarette butts or soda cans down right in front of your house or anyone's house. I see one, I pick it up. All right. I said, we keep doing this right here in 3 or 4 years, the other stuff that come along with it. We all know that. With a town like this here, a city like this here, a suburban city, can we, or how long can we survive with two Democrat parties?
First of all, let me just correct your perception of our town. It is not a suburban town, it's a suburban urban kind of area.
Sure.
Because we encompass all those things that make up suburbia. We encompass all those things that make up the urban area. So we are suburban urban kind of thing. We're a homogeneous kind of thing. We encompass everything. Can we survive with two parties? First of all, the Democratic Party is the viable party, the ruling party. The mainstream Democratic Party is the viable party. The New Democrats, like anything else, it's a little side thing, something that, stick a thorn in your side. And unless they get some kind of momentum, some kind of power, they will not survive.
Okay. So should the main Democratic Party, mainstream Democratic Party in Plainfield consider themselves the mainstream Democratic Party? Or, you follow what I mean, just to get the...
The mainstream Democratic Party is the one that has the connections. You understand? You go from your local Democratic Party
Sure.
to your county Democratic Party, from your county Democratic Party to your state Democratic Party, from your state Democratic Party to your national Democratic Party. It is the local Democrats, headed by Chairman Assemblyman Green, that has those connections. Because
at the national would be with Barack Obama and everything.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So now, how do the New Dems get that connection, or do they have that connection?
They don't have that connection. See, that's where the farce is coming in at. They ran, to get the right to run on mainstream Democratic line. That's what they want.
Okay, so they want to run on the line with Assemblyman Jerry Green.
The one that they beat up
The
on
one
and
that they
tore up.
talk so badly about.
But they don't want
over
to.
years.
But they don't want. But they still want a separate party.
Yes. Yes. And that's what the people need to understand. Because if you will not present the true picture of the party you belong to, then what else will you try to pull the wool over my eyes about?
Wow.
See, you got to be truthful. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be truthful. I think the people, and not only the people in Plainfield, I think people all over right now, they're not looking for politics as usual.
No.
They're looking for some straight up talk. They're looking for truth.